David, you were the last one to have that key. Do you know where it's at? It says it's checked out in your name. Does that story sound familiar? This is just real life, right? I worked at a dealership for nearly a decade, and regularly keys would get pulled out of the key machine off pegboards, and they'd end up places. Shoved in a desk. I'm icing the key because I'm trying to show that car later. Over a detail. Somebody's cleaning it. A sales guy grabs it because he wants to show it, right? Keys get misplaced, or ultimately even lost sometimes. You end up recutting them. And nothing's worse than when you recut a key only to determine that the key made it back into the machine or back onto the pegboard. And you're like, man, not only did we waste time searching for it, then we wasted money recutting it, and the key was at the dealership the entire time. Well, TrueSpot offers tags that allows you to see a key's location in real time anywhere on the campus. That is what Lithia Subaru is using out there in Fresno. Let me show you how it works. Two important things to go over. One, how to run a search, and two, how to connect up a tag. Running a search, super simple. Find a key, find a car. Go ahead and select that. Now it's going to pull up all of your inventory. So this is where I'm pulling in like an inventory feed or a merchandising feed, whatever feed you're providing me. So that's where you're getting the data here, the stock numbers, the VINs, the imagery, all of that. Now, once I'm here, I'm going to want to type in a stock number. So I'm going to paste in the last, I think, 4 or 5 of one and search it. I'm going to see it pop up, right? Then I'm going to select it, and then it's going to show me where the key is at. Not only is it going to show me on the map, but it's also going to tell me right above the map. So I'm looking at it, I can see it, and I can zoom in, I can zoom out, I can see the geo-fenced area that it's living in currently. And then above the map, it's telling me, hey, this is in the Subaru showroom, Central South. So perfect example, if I get over here, right, and I'm saying, okay, I, as the person, I'm a blue pin drop on here, and I can see myself in relation to the red pin drop. I go, okay, I see where I'm at, should be right in this area. Now, for the sake of granularity, if I need to walk right up to this tag, I absolutely can. You can get to 1 to 2 feet of a tag. How do you do that? When you get close to this tag, on here, there's a button that says find a tag, and it's going to light up green. When that lights up green, you can then select it. When you select it, 2 different things are going to happen. One, the LED is going to start flashing because it's going to start pinging that tag every couple seconds. When it pings that tag every couple seconds, you're going to see this screen pull up. Now, when this screen pulls up, as I walk closer to where that tag is located, the white ball that's in the middle is going to start moving towards the bottom. When it gets into immediate, I'm standing within 1 to 2 feet of that tag. If I'm walking the wrong way, right, away from that tag, it's going to move up towards the red section. So for the sake of granularity, a little bit of hot and cold, but I can just within 1 to 2 feet of a tag. And then I also have a visual alert, so if you had a bunch of keys on a board, it would flash and you could go, oh, okay, I see it, it's that one, and be able to grab it off. I've got my key tag. How do I connect it to a specific stock number or a specific VIN? So let's look at that real quick. If you want to do it from the app, right, easy enough, I go to TrueTag Management. When I get there, I'm then going to go find that piece of inventory, right? So if it's already in your feed, search it out, go find it. If it's not, maybe it's a trade you just took in. On the app, up in the top corner, you're going to see a little bar scanner. You can select that, and I can open up the door and scan that barcode that's on the door jamb on your driver's side and add it in, right? And then when it lands in your feed, it'll merge the two up. But for the sake of this, let's pretend that it's already in the feed. So if I come down here and I select a car, so we'll grab, yeah, perfect, this 21 Chevy Camaro. I say, okay, this is where I need to connect the tag to, and I'm going to do a key tag, right? You'll see a tag key and you'll see a tag car. So if you were doing both, easy enough. You got both buttons right there. So tag key, I select it. Then it's going to present me with all the tags it can see. Now on the back of the tag, there's numbers and letters, and you could type those in. But if you're like me, your eyes are getting old and you can't read that well. Or you could get that little bar scanner and you could scan the back of that tag. And when you scan it, boom, it'll add it in. Now, this is a dead tag. It's not going to add. I don't want to add it to a live dealership, but it's that easy. So what does that mean? It means I could walk out to a truckload of cars that we just took in on auction or bought that were brand new, and I could have a pile of key tags in my pocket, and I could connect one up to every single one as I'm checking those cars. So that way when keys start to move through recon processes, they get handed off to photo booth guys, to third-party vendors, wherever keys start ending up, I can track them all the way through that process until it lands in my key machine, on my key hook, pegboard, wherever those keys are going to be stored. All right, so here we are on the desktop dashboard, and that's lm360.truespot.com, right? So everyone's going to have their own unique dashboard. Now, what I like about the dashboard is you can see a handful of things. The first is you can see that network that we created, right? And all these different geo-fenced areas and what we've named them. All your naming conventions, this part is all custom to the store. Now, I'm looking at every single key on the lot at once. This is super helpful because at the end of a night, if I'm closing down, I can come out here and go, oh, I got 2 cars sitting on the front line. I can hover over them and it'll tell me, or I can click into that geo-fenced area and it'll tell me every key over here on the right side that's living out there on the lot right now. So if we're shutting down and all the keys are supposed to be back on some key hooks or back in a key machine or whatever the case may be, Well, I've got a list of keys that are out on the lot that we need to go take care of. Now, if you want a basic way to understand how many keys are where at any point of the day, easy enough. Up here, location of keys. So I'm hovering over it right now and kind of highlighting it. This is going to tell you. So I can see that I have 4 keys on the new car front line, 2 on the used, 3 on the back lot, 5 behind Best Western, Subaru service, so forth and so on, right? So it's secure it new, right? So this is actually a secondary lot. So if I zoom way out for these guys, you'll see this lot. It's actually way up here. So you can see they have a lot that lives right here. But without having to go to the map and do all that, I simply could have come down here and selected secure it right up here where I'm highlighting again. Same thing, I'd go to Subaru service and it'll pull up a list of all those, or behind Best Western, right? And it'll present me with all those. So it's just an easy way to understand it and get them and get a list. And any list that you have here, I'm going to turn the map off for a second. Know that you can create a CSV file. Over at the far right, there's a button you can click on. So create a list, an Excel sheet file that you can provide to somebody. Now, if at any point a key leaves the campus, what happens? So I want to talk to you about that. Anytime a tag leaves the campus, it immediately starts a timer on that specific tag. So for the sake of this, we can look at theirs and go, okay, in the past 72 hours, I'm going to highlight over last sightings up here, right? Over 72 hours ago, 2 tags left the campus and have been gone since, right? So we're talking here 2-3 days. And I got that list of those 2 vehicles over here. Now, I may be able to look inside of these, right? I'm going to go to the notes section that we talked about in the app. There may be a note. Maybe it was sent off for a recall, right? If it was a used car. You know, there's a lot of different options and things that this could be. You may know about it, but if not, I want to know quickly. Not only can you view this at any point of any day, at any time, but also you can set up your staff to receive alerts on it. I could set up my sales managers to receive email alerts each morning with keys that have been gone for, let's say, 10 hours, because you want it from closed to open or something of that nature. We can set that up to where they'll get an email, it provide them that Excel sheet list of, hey, these tags haven't been seen in this amount of time, and that way they could check on them to make sure we're keeping up with assets and nothing's leaving the campus and nobody knows about it, right? Because the last thing you want to find out is a set of keys has been gone for an extended period of time and nobody even knew. You can take one of our triangle tags, right, what they're using for their keys, and connect it to anything. So if it was a golf cart, a jump box, dealer plates are a big one for guys. They'll take it and glue one of these on the back of the plate. Gas cards, I've seen a lot of guys do those. Know that you absolutely can. Where those will live, because it's not a stock number event, is in this manual entry section up here. So I'm going to highlight over it right now, right? So I can click in there. They have 22 manual entries right now. I'm going to turn the map off here for a second, right? A lot of these manual entries are probably going to be those trades that they took in that haven't landed inside of their feed yet. But if you wanted to do something like ship keys, right? Whatever this is, I can see where those keys are. So I'm guessing they're to a shipping container that they store stuff in. Well, great. I know where those keys are, right? Jump box that typically lands inside of, you know, we go jump a car and then you go drive it and test drive it, and then it gets left in the trunk of the car and then somebody forgets and then none of us know where the jump box is. Well, now you can solve that. A dealer plate, you test drove 6 cars on a busy Saturday, you left your plate on one of them, but you don't remember which one. Instead of wandering the lot aimlessly, why not just pull it up and see where it's at? So if you're interested in learning more about tracking your keys, I'd love to have a conversation with you. Or if you're interested in learning about tracking keys and vehicles, know that we have that available. Or if I want to throw a curveball at you, maybe we could look at how you could track through service, right? How nice would it be if you had a hang tag you could throw in a car and something you could click on the keys, and then you could see the exact location of a vehicle and keys at any given point of the day. A lot of different ways we can apply this, whether it's through recon, sales, service, as you just saw. Let's talk about your store, how this could affect you and make business better.